to another installment of the Launchpad with Moonlanding. This is Taylor. I'm here with Maximo here at Gold Rush Day 1. How are you feeling?
Amazing. Just got off the art car. Electric. Everybody was there for a reason. I'll say that. Like, everybody there had a purpose. They were dancing. The vibes were so electric, and everybody was giving hugs. That's it.
Beautiful.
Hugs.
Yeah. I mean, I was there. I can confirm vibes were electric. It was just such a good vibe. Love the little flames that they had going on too. That was so
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah. Absolutely. So, okay. So let's start from the beginning. What got you into music?
Yeah. So I mean, how about we do like a shorter answer? So my dad has been in multiple bands growing up. He did like punk rock, ska, 80s music, and he taught me how to play the drums when I was 5. Wow. So I've been always around music. He always had tons of records, Beatles, Jimi Hendrix. So I grew up on classic rock, and it's funny because he would always kind of make fun of like electronic music because it was kind of coming out in the 90s.
Yeah.
And my uncle was actually a DJ in the 90s.
Really?
And he would spin on vinyl. He was like one of the first kind of like, he wasn't like a big artist, but he was like playing with all these big DJs at the time. And I would always go visit him. He was in Salt Lake City, and I'd always just get like from 10, 12, 14, like these young ages get influenced by like, what is this? Like, what am I doing? Because I always grew up playing drums, guitar. That's more like my background from it. But I would say like my uncle really was like, yo, you got to check out this shit. It's really cool. Sorry if I cursed. I don't know if I can say the S word. But yeah, I mean, being around it, just being around music at a young age has really influenced me.
Absolutely.
And I've always like, it's like patterns. Like I obviously graduated college, got a super corporate job, and I was like, this is just not for me, and I want to do something against the grain, against all my family saying like, why would you do that? But yeah, I mean, it's been a huge process, and it's been a big part of my life, and I've met so many of my friends through music, you know, so I mean, that's kind of the short answer. So grew up playing drums, guitar from a young age, and then it just expanded, you know.
Of course, yeah. And do you feel
expanded.
Like, you know, so is classic rock and that type of music your first love, or would you say that you've kind of expanded away from where your dad's like favorite music was?
Yeah, no, so that's a great question. I would say like once I got like a hold of stuff I could purchase on my own, it was like I would go and get like it was like I think when I was like 14, 16, I could go on like LimeWire, and I downloaded like all the Prodigy's albums, like all of them, and I listened to all those front and back, and I love like the Prodigy was cool because it was like grunge mixed with like acid house, and I just fell in love with that right away when I was at a like super young age.
That's so cool. Yeah.
I just kind of got influenced by like, all right, there's more than just instruments. Like you can do something and be super expansive with your sound.
Yeah.
So I just got super influenced by that.
Yeah, that's so sick. That's super cool. Honestly, like I love your vibe.
There's no short answer to this. It's just gonna like I can keep going for like an hour.
It's fine. We got time. We got nothing but time.
We got time.
Right?
We got time.
So I've heard that you actually like surfing in your free time. And
I love it.
What else do you like to do?
I love it. So yeah, like pretty much like my day to day, I love either going to the gym. If there's good swell coming in, I love surfing it's not just like a exercise. It's like for me, it's like getting out in the water and just kind of clearing my mind from everything. Because I mean, as most of these DJs know, you're on your phone constantly. Like so much of this industry is marketing and social media. So for me, it's kind of like just go out, relax for 2 hours, be in the ocean, just be with yourself and just think your own thoughts. Like be in your head and just like relax.
A time to unplug.
It's been a huge part of my life, honestly. Surfing, I love yoga. Love hitting a hot yoga class. Shout to Reach Yoga in San Diego. They have the best classes. So, yeah, like yoga, surfing, and obviously if the waves suck, the gym's always there at any time.
Unfortunately, for me.
At any time. Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, so I know that you have some collabs with DJ Susan. Could you tell me a little bit about like just where your roots have been, like working with DJ Susan and other collaborators as well?
Susan, I would say, has been one of the biggest influences on this music scene because when I first got in, I got like a, who are you? What are you doing here? You can't be here. I don't want to be super negative about it, but it was a really cliquey scene, and I think meeting Susan, he was just so open-minded about it. He was like, dude, send me some demos. And then it turned into this beautiful friendship that we've like just cultivated over the years. And like even Michael J over here, like great friend of mine. And we've created, shout out to Michael J. we've created this like synergy with Hood Politics and like the music we're doing. And I mean, honestly, Susan and I have like 6 collabs together because it's fun. Like, take away the marketing aspect of it. It's just like getting together in the studio with Susan is like, it's like going and surfing. I think of it like that. It's a ton of fun, and we have so much fun together in the studio. You know,
when you're together, it's not work.
It's not work.
Yeah, it's fun.
Absolutely not. It's like we're just 2 dudes like having fun in the studio. Like, wait, what did you just make? What is that? What's that sound? We just geek out. We geek out over it. Like, yo, what was that drum pad you just did, or what was this like little thing you just filled in? So it's I would say Susan's been a huge influence on like my attitude for the scene, you know. So
I think DJ Susan's one of my favorite names too. Like Susan's
amazing.
It's a great name.
And it explains it. It's like this carefree attitude.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest dude, but he's like, I'm Susan. It's like awesome, you know?
Yeah, it is cool.
So I love that. And it just kind of gives this like carefree attitude and this culture that's just like everybody's welcome. If you work hard at it, you're gonna get it. And that's what I kind of believe in. That's like my attitude, you know?
Okay, that's amazing. And so is Susan with Hood Politics as well, or?
So Susan started Hood Politics with Scones and Nutty.
Yeah.
Those are like the 3 kind of founders, and then Susan kind of grew it out, brought more artists in, and it's been a great label and great experience and great group to be a part of, you know, because it's very welcoming, you know, and it's helped launch a lot of my music too.
Yes,
so I'm super excited to just be a part of that path with him, you know.
So what's next for you? So I know you had a recent ID that you dropped, right?
So many. I think I dropped like 5 IDs.
Okay, so tell me like what was your inspiration for those? What kind of went into it?
Yeah. So I would say like as far as the music I'm making right now, I have kind of 2 paths, and I love making tech house, and I'm going to continue to make tech house, but a lot of the stuff I'm doing is kind of this like old school 90s trance, acid house, progressive, and I kind of want to do my own thing with that. It's like another, not side project, but it's like almost like another brand I'm trying to do. Yeah, it's like so a lot of my sets, like I'll have, like let's say I just played an hour and a half set. A lot of that was like tech house, and then I kind of brought in a lot more of that progressive stuff I'm working on, just because I love that stuff. I mean, it's so fun, you know, and it's been in Europe for 25 years, 30 years even,
you
know.
We're bringing it here.
We're bringing it back, man. I mean, Europe's had that for so long, and I'm super grateful it's coming back, you know.
So, and as far as like, what is your next steps? Like, are you going to be touring anywhere? Any plans for next shows? Yeah,
so I'm currently on tour. Okay. It's called the Mind Control Tour, and it's one of my unreleased songs, and I've just had a lot of really, really good energy towards it, and it's probably my best track I've ever produced. It's like, it's I love it. It's like my baby, you know, and it's not signed, it's unreleased, but I just was like, I'm starting a tour. I'm booking myself for all these shows. I mean, I have some help. I have my homies helping, but it's been like just kind of renegade, you know. It's like do it yourself. That's kind of the attitude for this whole tour. It's like, all right, sick. Like this homie wants to book you. He saw you at Splash House. He said you killed it. Let's get you at Gold Rush.
I heard that too.
Let's get you at San Francisco. You know, like it's so a lot of these shows I'm playing has just been like, yo, talk to this guy. He'll book you. Yo, talk to this guy. He loved your set. So. Shout out to like any independent artist right now. You can do it. You don't need major management right now. I think with social media, like with all the platforms we have, you can just be yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's honestly like you have that one track that really kickstart you onto your path, and that's it, you know. So
that I love that. Like honestly, that's great. Sorry, we have some like weird background noise going on right now.
Yeah, I love it. Lose the Child. I love this song.
Love this song too.
Great song.
So I just like kind of that's a good segue into what's some advice you have for an up and coming producer?
Totally,
like,
love doing that. Yeah. So just to kind of like go back a few steps to kind of my path. First off, keep making music because that's the forefront of your brand, your career. But also like I put out a lot of music just independently, you know, with like DistroKid or whatever, just to put stuff out and people resonate with it, right? Like you're not going to get anywhere if you don't put anything out, and that's the hard. Like making that first step to put product out is hard. So I first put a few tracks out. They did all right. I put more tracks out, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, you should talk to this guy. He owns a label, or yo, you should talk to this guy. He's got another label. So even signing with Deadmau5's label, like that all happened because I made that first step to just put music out, kind of build a brand around it, right? And now it's like almost like I'm kind of taking a break from production because I'm touring. I got all these shows. Like I got like 2 shows a week right now. So, I mean, that's it, right? It's like, it's like a bunch of buckets, right? You got to fill up each bucket a little bit.
Of course.
You know, and you got to keep putting your name out, your energy out.
Balance
and
the different factors too.
Totally. And my thing is just be authentic, be yourself. Try not to be anybody else, you know? Because I think so many of these artists coming up right now, they're like, let me try and sound like John Summit or Mal P or Chris Lake. And it's like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like my buddy It's Murph, like he completely did something different, right? It's not tech house, it's not trance, like you can't call it anything. It's like almost got this like flumey, old school kind of sound to it, but it's cool, it's authentic, it's him. And he created a whole brand around just a few tracks, you know?
Yeah, and I love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay,
so yeah.
If your music was a color, what would it be?
I would say blue, like these Safari shoes. I just think blue's like a very, and I don't really do favorites, but blue has just been a good, it's like a home base. Like I feel comfortable, it's like comforting, it's like the ocean, you know? Well, it's, you know, the whole sky, and I won't get into the science of it, but it's like this calming energy that's welcoming.
Yeah.
And I want, especially when I play my music, I want everybody to be welcome. Like I literally just had 3 artists come on stage with me, they played their tracks. I want to have fun, and I want to create a community around that, you know?
Of course, and I think like kind of going back to, you said you didn't feel very welcome in the scene when you first started.
Totally.
So creating that for new people
totally.
coming in and friends and stuff like that.
And I really think like in the last 3 years, the scene's changed a lot, you know? And I think you can be a guy on a laptop that's 16 years old and have a few big TikTok videos and kind of kickstart your whole career off that, you know? So there's no one way. For any like up and coming producers, there's no one path. I think it's like, find your path, find what works best, find your sound, and then your sound might evolve. Yeah. Like it's not like, I talk to so many of these up and coming people, they're like, yo, I'm working on all these tracks, I keep changing my sound, or I keep doing this, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. Just put content out, people are gonna resonate with it, and then you're gonna grow. You're gonna keep growing. Your music's, every track is gonna get like a little better as far as mixing, as far as mastering, as far as producing.
Absolutely.
You know, so yeah, I mean that's really it.
I love your answers. I just love it. Okay, all right. At Moon Landing, would you like to practice gratitude? What are some things you're thankful for?
Totally, super grateful. One for my mom and my sister. They've been super supportive on this whole endeavor, really, this whole project I've created. Like I had a great job out of college that paid really well, and it just didn't resonate with me, and I just felt like it wasn't who I wanted to be. And life's too short, and like you got to take risks, you know. And everybody, like even my grandpa was like, before he passed, R.I.P. All good. Before he passed, he's like, "What are you doing? Like you had a great corporate job, because that was like the '50s mentality was like get a great job out of college, grind, build your way up." And I just didn't feel like that was right at the time, so I did it for a few years, and I was like, all right, I got some money saved up, let's try something new. Like I want to work for myself, you know? So yeah, I mean, that's...
And look where you are
I don't even remember the question, but we're here.
You're thankful for...
I'm going on like a tangent.
For
friends,
family,
yes.
So
friends, family, like Michael J over there has been super supportive. He's staying with me tonight. He said he's not going to the afters, but he's definitely going to the afters.
We at Moon Landing support afters.
Definitely going to the afters.
Support afters.
You hear that laugh? Yeah, he's definitely going. He's laughing because he's going.
Yeah. Okay, I got another fun one for you.
Love it. Fire away.
Give me your best yeehaw. Wait, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Try, one more time.
Yeehaw! Austin, love it. The hat's coming off. I still got hair under here, by the way. I still got a few locks under here.
Okay.
But yeah.
One more fun one.
Please.
If you were a celebrity, who would you want to be? Like, what is your, like, a real, like, who would you emulate? Or
yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Like, even actors. Man, I'm kind of stuck on that. So, I mean, I really don't want to be anybody. I feel like I take a lot of different parts, right? Yeah. Like, obviously, Summit's been a huge influence. Like, I've seen that guy grow from the last 4 years from kind of where I'm at, just playing shows, getting a few bucks here, to just grow, like, to soaring, So I just I take those influences and I'm like, dude, not to say I can't do it, but, like, it's cool to see that those guys just started kind of where I'm at, doing renegade stuff, and then just growing, right?
And now you're on tour.
Now I'm on tour. Now I self-created tour.
Woo! We're just launching off right now.
We're having fun. We're having a lot of fun.
I'm excited for you.
Friends are coming. We're having great Airbnb time.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
We got a pool, hot tub. Anybody's welcome to the Airbnb after. So.
Well, this will air a few days late, but it'll be fine. We'll tell you about it later.
We'll tell you about it later.
So, just as final things, any last words you'd like to share with our followers?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, as far as like, let's just say up and coming producers, man, like believe in yourself. When your family, your friends, whatever, like they're gonna judge you, but just believe in your product, believe in what you're doing, and I really think everything's supposed to work out the way it's supposed to work out. I mean, if you want to have fun, if you want to build something, like that's your mindset, that's your whole ideology behind it. So anybody can do it. Anybody can, like, no better time than now. Yeah. With social media, with everything, there's like anybody can get into the scene and crush it.
Absolutely.
Not saying I'm crushing it, but I'm seeing all these like young TikTok stars just like putting a few tracks out, barely even know how to produce, and they're like, now they're playing big festivals. So it's cool, and I'm all for it, you know?
Absolutely.
All for it.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. We're
Love
excited
it.
for your next set at 2 a.m., right? Is that 2 o'clock?
2 a.m. with Walker and Royce.
All right.
And I heard Shipwreck might jump on with me.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Keep that on the DL. Yo, but thank you, Moon Landing. Thank you for this interview. So pumped. So pumped to have everybody a part of this journey. Friends, family, everybody. We're having fun. That's what it's about, right?
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cool.